In this example, we'll investigate the properties of stairs and create a basic stair example. This won't cover every method of stair creation, but it will provide you with the basic skills required for a traditional staircase. Let's go ahead and start looking in our model for a good spot to be able to put that stair. Now, what we know is that up here on our second, third, fourth floors, we already have a hole going up through that's going to be the location for where our stairs need to be at. In fact, if we move our mouse around enough, and in this case I kind of stumbled upon it, we can see the general area where the staircase is going to need to be added to. But really, we don't want to just rely on the opening in order to be able to know where the staircase needs to be placed. So the best method to go about doing it, if you've already framed all the floors up above to know where your staircase needs to be, is to come in and actually show one of those floors up above inside of your view. In this case, we'll go ahead and make sure that nothing is selected, come underneath Properties, scroll down just a little bit, and look for the word Underlay. And right next to it, right now, it should say None. Now, if we change this from being None to Second Floor, which is an area that has all the structural information in it, then we can click on Apply here, and we can see the second floor underlaid underneath the first floor. The reason why it's called underlay is back in the old days, you used to do all your drawing on paper. And if you needed to be able to know, does this piece line up with this piece, you would take the sheet that's already been drawn and then slide it underneath the sheet that you're currently drawing on. So you would underlay it underneath the sheet that you're currently drawing, and then you kind of trace right over the top of it. That's exactly what Revit is doing in this case. We're underlaying the second floor so that we can start to draw our staircase in right on top of it. So in this case, we're on the first floor plan, and we'll go ahead and zoom in. And we can see by where this box is located in, this box happens to be the flooring on the floor up above. And we know that our staircase fits just right inside of this opening. So as a result of that, we can start to draw our staircase around from here and up and around the corner. One thing to know, though, is if we're going to be doing a staircase, it's not in the normal place where we've been looking for commands up to this point. Up till now, we've been underneath the Structure tab and we've been looking over here, but there aren't any staircases here. Technically, the staircases are going to be considered an architectural object, so we need to look underneath Architecture in order to be able to place them. So select on the Architecture tab, move over probably toward the center of your screen, and you'll see a command there that says Stair. Go ahead and select on Stair. Next, we can see there's some options going across the top. Now these options are, where do we want to be able to draw the staircase? Do we want this to be on the right-hand side of the staircase? Do we want to draw the left-hand side of the staircase? Or do we just want to draw right down the center of the staircase? In this example, let's just go ahead and select on right, because we're going to draw from the right-hand side of the staircase. Before we get too far and start to actually draw in each of our points, we're going to need to make one tiny little change, and that is we don't really want an assembled staircase. An assembled staircase would be the kind of staircase where you put all the different pieces together. It could be metal, it could be wood, that kind of staircase. The kind of staircase we want to be able to put in here is going to be a precast staircase. Or if we'd wanted to, technically we could have done a monolithic staircase. In both cases, they're going to be a concrete staircase. But we're going to choose a precast stair. Also, we need to verify the properties of the staircase. In reality, we might decide, all right, maybe this should be a 1-foot tread, but for this example, I want to put an 11-inch tread on this staircase. If we want to know some more properties about the stair before we start to draw it in, you can always click on Edit Type right here underneath Properties. And it'll give you all the properties associated with this particular type of staircase. So if you wanted to be able to change such information as what the materials of the staircase would be, what the shape of the nosing, which is the end of the stairs, would look like, you can do all that through the type properties located within here. But right now we like the defaults, so let's just go ahead and click on OK. Now we need to start drawing the staircase in. So move down here and you'll see this box that shows up. Click right here in this square and move over. You'll notice it's telling you how many risers have been created as well as how many risers are remaining. Revit knows this already because it knows what the maximum tread height should be, and it knows what the floor-to-floor height is. So Revit is actually doing the math already. And we can see that it thinks that the actual riser height should be 6 and 59/64ths of an inch. I always like talking to guys in construction because they'll start laughing immediately when they see these absolutely precise fractions that Revit produces for these. But actually, that's what it would need to be constructed to keep that perfect step-to-step height the way that it should be and the way that it would need to be built. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move over here to the right, and we can make this be 13 risers created. And when it says 13 remaining, go ahead and click once. Next, just move straight up, and you'll know you've got it because that blue dashed line will show up. And just click once, and then move directly over again. Now, technically, you can click here at the end, or if you just clicked somewhere out in space. Once all these treads are done, it's up to you. You'll get the exact same staircase either way. I'm going to click right here at the end of this box. I'm not too worried about the warning message that's popping up right now. It's saying that it might be having a little bit of a problem modeling a little tiny piece, but it's nothing that we should be able to see. So I'm just going to leave it alone for right now. Next, we're going to click on the big green check mark up here, and that should finish off the staircase. We can see the display representation of the staircase. Part of this was controlled actually through the type properties again. That was some more of the settings as far as where this line is going to show up at, what this little symbol would look like. That's all controlled through the type properties of the staircase. Also, if we look at this in a 3D view now, spin the model around. One thing you'll notice is that we can't currently see where that staircase is located at. Well, the reason is it's located underneath the Architecture tab. So usually if you draw that kind of object, in certain views you'll find that your architectural objects are shut off. The visibility of them is shut off. And you might remember that in order to be able to turn the visibility of an object on, you can come into either your visibility graphic settings by clicking on Edit, or just typing the letter V for visibility twice on your keyboard. And if we take a look here and look for our stairs, we can see that stairs currently does not have a check mark next to it. So let's go ahead and put a check mark next to that, move down on the list, and click on OK. Now we can see one of our stairs currently in place. But this staircase really needs to go all the way on up to the top of our building. So in order to be able to do that, we can do this nice and quick and easy. Just select on your staircase, come here to where it says multi-story, and this should say top. So we see multi-story top level, and change this from being none, and we'll just bring this all the way up to our roof level. And you can see it automatically duplicates that staircase from that first floor all the way up to the top. And the nice thing about this command is if you make a modification to the staircase, that change will reflect on each and every one of these all the way on up to the top level. So remember that you can create just about any kind of stair and design condition just by using the stair tool.